I just had to learn at a very young age, if my mom doesn't feed me, I steal water. If my mom goes to strike me, I just try to tighten up parts of my body.
How do people get to be this rich? Maybe they hijack bullion chips.
Yeah.
We're on the wrong side, aren't we? There's only one side to be on.
Story of David.
That's the winning.
Abuse, neglect, and hatred. Thinking, will he make it? Yo, watch the blood drip, cut lip, shot up in his face. That's his mother though, quick to putting David in his place. He's repeating he's a sinner, then he wipes the red smudges off the mirror. David's gotta do his chores to earn his dinner, so he's searching around the yard for what his mum said she lost. Told her he forgot, quick to get a punch into his gob. If his mother gets dressed, she's in a good mood. She puts him to the test, if he's good then he'll get cooked food. David's quick to make friends, school became an escape. He's getting good grades but never gets no praise. What a shame his mother switched though, told him that he's being held back so she can punch him up and burn him while she's whipping his back. And for his father, he's a source of comfort when he's home. David follows him around the house and never lets him go. When his little brother's there, the beatings are lighter. David tries to play her at her own game, becomes a survivor. He used to love school, but for days he wears the same clothes. And now he smells so bad, the other children make jokes and he steals their food, which only makes him more hated. The principal rang his mum, told her it was David. More beatings, less food, his mum gets annoyed. And now David ain't got a name, she calls him the boy. She smashed his face in a shitty nappy, shouting eat it. Plotting just to get food, the only way to steal it. He stole from the store instead of going to lesson. Hid the food in the bottom of the trash in the restroom. But when he came back, the cleaner emptied the bin. And now it's getting so peak, cause David's getting so thin. And his mother starts to suspect that David's been stealing. But David's punishment had gone way beyond the beating. She shoved her fingers down his throat, making him sick. Made him eat what he regurgitated, shouting at him quick.
It's like Sotheby's afloat. How do people get to be this rich?
They call him
Maybe
David.
they hijack bullion chips.
Thinking, will he make it?
We're on the wrong side, aren't we?
School's out for the summer, now the kitchen's getting guarded by David's little brother. It's all thanks to his mother, always threatening to kill David many times. Till one night, now she accidentally fell with a knife, and the blade went flying and hit David in the belly. And when he woke up, he found her dressing it so gently, but she didn't try to acknowledge that she showed no remorse, like there wasn't a problem with the pain that she endorsed. But then saying that, she showed compassion for a day, let him out with his brothers and told him David go play. But then shortly after, it's the same, he got neglected. He didn't go to hospital, his wounds became infected. His father started helping him with cleaning the kitchen, said he'd take him away from the madhouse that they lived in. His mother told his father he'd to do it alone. Then it became a rare occasion that his father was home, so she starved him 10 days straight. Now he's losing mad weight. One day she gave him scraps on a plate. You got 2 minutes, but before he took a bite, she quickly snatched it away and laughed at him as he cried. She locked him in the bathroom with buckets of Clorox, breathing through the vents as he's pulling the doorknob. And when she let him out, he coughed up blood for an hour. Started losing faith in God because the wickedness was sour. And David met a substitute teacher at school, the only one that treated David like a human at all. And yeah, it helped him through. As the beatings carried on, David's brother didn't acknowledge him, he hated everyone. The neighbour started noticing how David was treated. Then the mother and the neighbour, they were no longer speaking. She apologised to David, even started crying. But when the social worker came around, he knew his mum was lying.
There's only one side to be on. That's the winning.
They call him David. Neglect and hatred. So David now became numb and physically emotional, getting bullied everywhere and now he couldn't cope in school. He knows he's got to eat at every given chance, so he's eating at the dog bowl without a second glance. Since his father gave up on him and left through the gate, David's heart was now like a stone, all that's left is hate. His teacher sent a letter to his mother with his grades, but his mother just verbally attacks him with names, wished him dead. Now she refers to David as it. He was stripped of his existence, started acting skits, acting up, and both of David's brothers started beating him. But how were they to know when that's the way his mother treated him? She gave him and his brothers a lift to school, quickly tells the teacher that he got his bruises from a fall. He's called down to the nurse's office, this time his lies don't get him far. Let's be honest, he's covered in marks, big bruises and scars. She saw the stab wound in his belly, sends him back to class. He can't let his mother think he's told, now he's panicking, not sure what was happening. Stiffer than a mannequin, he gets back to class. Then he's called back to her office. There's Miss Moss, the maths teacher, and Mr. Thomas, and the police officer all waiting in solace. The nurse tells him nothing's gonna happen now, I promise. David starts begging them to never call his mother. Back at the station, that's where they dial David's number. They leave a voicemail, said your son's in custody. hangs up, then replies, David, now you're free. David, now you're free.
It's like Sotheby's afloat. How do people get away this rich?
They call him
Maybe
David.
they hijack bullion.
Neglect and hatred.
We're on the wrong side, aren't we? There's only one side to be on. That's the winning one.
And that was that one incident in which minutes before that my mom had burned my arm on a gas stove. And then, of course, as you said, to have me lay down the gas stove, that was the one turning point in my life because I had her hit me. I was about 7. So I had her hit me rather than burn me. So it was the lesser of two evils. And thank goodness my brother Ronald came home early from this situation. My mother tosses me down to the bottom of the basement. I purge, I cry, I let it out, and then I felt the blisters from the palm of my hand to my bicep. And that's when I realized, Larry, if I can feel these blisters, I'm alive, which means I'm not dead, which means I can manipulate, I can win. And that was the turning point in my life. I raised my hand to myself and to God, and I said, from this moment on, I will never quit, and I'll give everything my best shot.